No, esa mira es como una abeja. ¡Ay, Dios! ¡No!
How's the tour been? Let's start with you. How have you enjoyed the tour so far?
I think the tour's been brilliant.
¡Ay, qué bello!
So hard to comprehend, and being there on stage is just the best.
It is
Mira,
mad
estoy
how
me
you've done so quickly. You've gone to stadiums. 3 years ago you were doing theatres. A couple of years ago.
¡Ay, qué bello, Harry!
So what you
Started
did?
at Watford, that was the
Go
first
on, tell me your
one.
first ever gig together. When was
We did
that?
in Scotland. It was at campus. We did those camel gigs in Scotland. And there's about 800 people in there.
Quite a lot. 800 people.
Yeah, mate. And it was like for us. Obviously, we'd not done like a gig together before or anything. It was so amazing. The vibe in there was huge. There was a couple of places where we did Leeds, and in Leeds where all the lads were doing it.
Yeah.
But those were the days. Those were like funny days. We had a lot of fun when we used to go touring out the clubs and stuff. And
Our first gig, all five of us, for the whole set, we just had mic stands. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Just some of the mic stands for like 6, 7 songs we did.
Yeah.
The covers we did in the X Factor, wasn't it? Yeah.
The lead show was weird because it like wasn't even on a stage. It was just on like the audience thing, like platform. It was like tables.
for the DJ, I wish we had footage of it because it was so funny.
People start throwing stuff at us as well.
Yeah. We took all too young to be, except the
Qué
you
bonito,
maybe,
¿verdad?
you could go clubbing there, couldn't you?
We literally just got brought in, did the gig and got taken
wow,
back
yeah.
out.
So it was a nightclub night and you were performing your covers?
Yeah.
We did like Tiger.
Carla, wasn't it, in Leeds?
Yeah, Leeds.
It might have been Oceana.
Yeah, we did.
No, it wasn't Oceana.
It was Tiger
That chick called Oceana's, it wasn't Oceana.
Out of interest, do you feel that you enjoyed the theatres and the arenas more than the stadiums?
There's something really nice about being able to see like the whites in people's eyes. And you can literally have like conversations with people across the room, and that's amazing. And then now, I think you still kind of have like, you can't help but have little areas of the crowd that you keep going back to. Like it just happens naturally, isn't it? Yeah. There's like little spots where you kind of will always see people and you like recognise people. And
We could have happily stopped at arenas and been like, this is amazing. Like, to play arenas and do a worldwide tour would have been absolutely incredible. You know, seeing some of the greats that have played stadiums. Like, I remember when we got the sheet through the stage, there was AC/DC stage. Like, people like that play stadiums. So for us to be playing in the stadiums, just the biggest thing in the world. It's nothing we could have properly, like, sat down and thought, oh, one day we might play stadiums. You know what I mean? You never said that. It just happened.
We flagged it again. It's so...
Do you feel a bit like that? Like you flagged it?
You almost don't... I mean, you look at the names that have played, you know, some of the stadiums, like Wembley, for example, and you almost don't feel like we're worthy of it. We just feel like we're just, you know, little scumbags, but actually people like us.
the thing with stadiums is if you're in a band or you're like doing music, I don't think stadiums aren't music venues, so I don't think that's what you think about. I think if you're trying to aspire to something, you aspire to like the O2 Arena and MEN or, you know, stuff like that.
Can you take it all in though? Because it's like, because you're stood there, I sometimes look at you and obviously when we were filming this DVD and when we were filming this Milan show, you know, the camera goes behind you and you see you guys on the edge of the stage and you're talking to sort of 3 tiers worth of people. It's 80,000 people you're talking to. Do you have moments where you're just like, I don't quite know how I got here, I guess?
It's very hard to comprehend. I think it's one of those things that is just so overwhelming. You can't really process it.
The thing for me is as well, I think, like, how do we know how to do this? Like, most people like would struggle to do like a best man speech at a wedding or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, doing a speech is like a big deal, and then we're just there, like we've got like 3 speeches in a show to make in the middle of the show to 80,000 people.
I think we're very lucky with our fans that they take the pressure off us a little bit. You know, they're very forgiving. You know, if you fall over, you kind of feel like, yeah, you've been there. You kind of feel like they've got your back. So you do have that kind of security where you perform.
Because I do feel like speaking and singing are two like completely separate things.
Yeah.
And two.
Why do you feel more? Tell me about you, because
Yeah, because I feel like they're completely different skills. Like when I go out, I can sing, do whatever, not be phased by it. Like walking on the stage singing, then the minute I have to speak, like, I'm just kind of just. Yeah, not all the time, but just like if you, like you were saying, like when you look around and stuff and you're trying to take it all in, and then you're like, so many people here, kind of just adds a bit of pressure.
Do you think it's easier for you, and all of you really, but do you think it's easier to just try and not overthink it? Is it sort of easier? Because I guess if you stop and you think, oh my goodness, 80,000 people are here and they're here for us, I guess it sort of plays with your head a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's what you find.
That's why I personally find it easy to bring the other boys in when we're talking. Like, I'll go over and talk to Niall because I'm talking to Niall. Yeah, there is 80,000 people there.
I just get too excited. I kind of become the hype man, where we just all the shouting, trying to get the crowd. So I just try and like manage the crowd in a way, get them buzzing.
Do any of you get nervous before a show?
Anyone that tries to tell you that they're not nervous it's a lie. Because you do get like more excited about it.
No puedo
And
gritar.
then you go on when you do your own show. You know what kind of crowd we're going out. Everyone knows like the One Direction crowd is crazy and like that. So you kind of build yourself up for that instead of. What's the point of being nervous? Because as Louis said, fans will have your back no matter what you do out there.
Some of the passion that they show is like beyond anything. I remember in Brazil we met this group of 12 people who had camped for like 59 days, not even to get tickets because they had tickets from a year before, just to get to the front and be near you. Do you compute that? Do you think about that often, or is it just, or are you just very grateful for it, or do you just try? I mean, the dedication to you is amazing.
The dedication is amazing. It's just impossible to understand or comprehend because to put you in that position yourself, you'd have to be a very arrogant person to understand it, I think, and it's just impossible. I mean, just the other day, when I was down there, 2 people had flown from South Carolina. What a great holiday. It was the best time.
Ay, que vaya la risa de nada.
¡Me estás gritando en el oído!
We got to go and see we went to Peru and did Machu Picchu, which was
¡Ay, mi nombre!
Which are your places, Harry, are you sort of most keen on that you seen?
We played in the Coliseum, and I was going to have this amazing picture of like the stadium, the arena, and then it's like full of the crowd, and then there's all like the little old ruins at the top of the Coliseum.
Yeah, and the crowd outside that as well was amazing. It was like,
Any places for you three that you sort of keen on?
I always really enjoy going to Australia. There's something about it. It's just people are cool down there. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. The lads can go surfing and that. You know, we play golf down there. It's great. And obviously, from the first time we ever went down to Australia, the second we set foot in the country, the fans have just been ridiculous down there. I think if it wasn't so far away, everyone would live in Australia.
I've got yes, I guess it's not that far away if you live in Australia, but if you're in Australia, you can't live. What's the negative side to it? Because obviously we get to see, you know, they're all about to watch you on stage being brilliant, rocking out to San Siro, but there must be bits that you sort of, I guess being away from home is quite tricky.
yeah, being away from home is a huge one. Like, obviously you miss your family and friends and stuff, but actually I quite like being busy and being on the road now quite a lot. I like football. I am trying to stop these days.
But you must feel like you're like living out of a suitcase sometimes.
Yeah. I hate that.
I keep my stuff on the bus and then big rucksack.
You like staying on the bus, don't you?
I live on the bus.
Yeah, I bring them back.
Yeah,
Just got underwear and socks in there. If it's up to like 2 weeks time, for example.
Yeah, because you can also use your stage clothes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, rub a few of them.
You can play the game.
So just how many times do you use the same underwear?
I wouldn't be comfortable.
Ay, que bello tu
I'm just
pelo.
like any other bloke, like, do you know what I mean? I'm out of underwear, you know what I mean? just showing. Look, this is honesty. This is all this is.
It's honesty.
It's a bit of.
We're having an open, honest conversation about you, aren't we?
Yeah.